Park police are...
Let's start by storming Brockton!
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is obviously my review for the 2002 romantic comedy art house film Punch Drunk Love. So Punch Drunk Love turns 20 this year, which gave me a pretty good excuse to finally sit down and review this film for you guys. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson film, the same director that did There Will Be Blood, The Master, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, and a slew of other films. He's one of my favorite filmmakers, so I felt very much so honored to be reviewing this film for you guys today. Speaking of today, I'm actually reviewing this film on May 16th, 2022, and I actually just got done watching this film again. The reason why I'm saying the date and everything is because I think it's very ironic. I wanted to go back on Facebook because I used Facebook before I knew about Letterboxd to log my, ratings and everything. Not ratings per se, I should say like logging dates of like when I saw certain films for the first time. And I went back to Punch Drunk Love, and I knew it was 2015, I knew it was May, but I didn't know that it was May 16th of 2015. So I just think it's kind of ironic that 7 years later, from the first time I saw this film, I'm reviewing this on YouTube. I think it's very much so ironic. So I just wanted to mention that, and that's why I logged it on Letterboxd just now that, I saw it for the first time on May 16th, 2015. So I just think it's ironic that 7 years later. I don't know. That's just me personally, though. But anyways, guys, if you haven't seen Punch Drunk Love, the premise is about Barry Egan, played by Adam Sandler. He's someone that's very lonely, socially awkward, and he has a job that he's happy about, but at the same time, not 100% happy with his life as a whole. He has 7 sisters, and he's constantly consumed by everything that they have to go through with their constantly bombardment of asking questions and everything. And he is someone that is very lonely, as I mentioned, so he decides to call a sex line, and by doing that, that changes his life, and his life goes upside down. And the score by John Bryan, I think, does a great job of representing Barry Egan's mindset. The score, you guys will notice, has a very kinetic, very high energy and high strung momentum to it. It's constantly like feeling like it's off kilter, but at the same time energetic. So that way you really flows well with the pacing. And I think that does a great job of, again, getting inside the mind of Barry Egan. Again, if you think about this while watching the film, I think you'll understand what I'm trying to say. The other thing is that it's not even just the score, but it's the sound design itself. There were some instances, especially early on, where the sound mixing actually gives in to where it sounds like it's muted, the volume completely, and then it, slowly builds in to where you then can hear the audio. This is clearly an artistic choice to get into the mindset of the character and how he's really kind of feeling like, everything's kind of, away from him and that he's like elsewhere. And I think that these are, again, really interesting choices because Paul Thomas Anderson is a director that before this, he did Boogie Nights, he did Magnolia and Hard 8. And these were ensemble cast films that were truthfully very artsy, but also very much so kinetic in the way that the camera was constantly moving. It's very fast paced in terms of the editing and the style. It's something that you knew that, hey, this is like a Martin Scorsese kind of esque style. But then you watch Punch Drunk Love and you see the complete opposite. Sure, you see long takes that he had done previously, but he has it where the camera is pretty much just on a tripod. Or if it does move, it's very smooth. It's constantly slowly moving. And I just think that it's very interesting to see that this is almost like the bridge between the Boogie Nights, Magnolia style filmmaking that he's known for prior to this, to then the Master, There Will Be Blood kind of filmmaking that he would do after this. So I don't know. I just personally think it's kind of interesting. The other thing is that this is a film that is very, very funny. Humor might not match everyone's taste for sure, but for me personally, I just love the humor. I find it every single time that I laugh, especially the shut up scene. The shut up scene is incredible. Philip Seymour Hoffman is not in this film long, but the time that he does show up in this film, it's memorable. He does such a great job of chewing the scenery, and especially when he's with Adam Sandler during that shut up scene, oh my goodness, I laugh every single time. Without a doubt, I will laugh. It's amazing. The other thing is that Emily Watson and Adam Sandler, they do a great job of showing the anxiety between these two, the loneliness, but also the awkwardness of when you're first dating someone. And I thought that was something that a lot of times you have these cutesy romances and everything where it's like love at first sight. But I liked how with this, you see that there's like a bind almost between like the awkwardness and creepiness that you could look at with these two people, as well as the similarities and the differences between these two. I just think it's very interesting for sure. Other thing I wanted to mention is that Adam Sandler. I mean, let's talk about him, for instance. I mean, he's someone that prior to this film, he was just known for doing these like schlocky comedies and everything. But then he does a film like this where it's an art house romantic comedy where he is really able to showcase his talent. Obviously, we would see later on down the line that Uncut Gems, he does have these type of performances in him, but I really do wish that he would do more performances like this in Uncut Gems because he does such a great job. He really does have a knack for giving, drama when need be, but also being very funny. And I think it's something that most people probably don't talk about because I feel like not many people talk about this film unless it's like the film buff community, and I think it's a shame. Other thing I wanted to mention is, not only did I talk about the, obviously the score, the cinematography, but the way this film's paced. I mean, my goodness, it's a film that 95 minutes is how long this film is, but it feels like it just breezes by, and I think that's just because I personally am so invested in all the characters, with what they're going through, the storytelling method. Again, there's a lot of visual storytelling. This is definitely a film that trusts audiences. And I don't think it's going to be for everyone. Again, I really don't. But I think that if you are on this film's wavelength, I think you'll really like it. It's a film that tackles, again, loneliness. It tackles, obviously love. These are topics that we've seen before and heard about before. But I think with here, it's done in a unique and fresh way. And Paul Thomas Anderson, I mean, he did, in my eyes, a masterpiece. This is a romantic comedy that is one of my favorite romances, if not my favorite. And I have to say, Punch Drunk Love, I personally will be giving a... So you guys, Punch Drunk Love, did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys need to know this, I'll tell you guys, yes, it looks incredible on Criterion Blu-ray. It's a really, really good looking film. So definitely check this film out, guys, if you haven't yet. And again, as I mentioned, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, with the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.